This is why the FGC hates Smash. I personally don't know what the FGC is, but it was interesting hearing Coney's opinions last time. By, of course, Coney, obviously. This is a Patreon submission. I like hearing about the Smash community, and honestly, he has a really good personality. So let's get into it, shall we?
Fellas, I gotta be honest. I've seen a lot of discourse on the internet over a long period of time. Smashers this, Smashers that. Smash is a real FGC. Smash isn't a fighting game. Why do we care about the FGC? Smash is huge. Listen, I know how to settle all of this. I know where it all comes from and how to stop it. This is the video that you should be watching because I know all of the reasons for why the FGC hates Smash.
Okay.
That's what I'm here to tell you. So EVO 2019 is when this all happened. Keep in mind, this all happened in one day.
Really? Okay.
I want that to be in the back of your mind as you watch all of this, as this is gonna be a lot. So let's set the stage in case you guys don't know. The FGC is the fighting game community, and their Super Bowl, the biggest fighting game tournament of the year, is a little event we like to call EVO. EVO in Mandalay Bay in Las Vegas, Nevada, is the biggest tournament of the year. And the first reason that the FGC hates Smash players don't know shit. I'll never forget. Early 2019, okay? I got the call from a mysterious figure known as Chris Seg. He calls me up on my phone. Here I am. And he says, Cody, I really need you to come to EVO 2019. I said, of course you do. You need Smash there. How else are you going to bankroll the hotel? You need that Nintendo money. Yeah. Of course, yeah, we need the Smash audience. And let me finish. You to be there. I want you to commentate Smash Top 8, but I also want you to announce Dragon Ball FighterZ Top 8 and Unist Top 8 while you're there. You sure?
It's been interesting seeing it because, I haven't really ever delved into this. Like, I've delved into Smash Bros. Casually, right? And even when I worked in games testing, people would go on break and they'd play Smash against each other, right? And it's like, it's fun. I don't really hear about it much anymore. It's always... So I don't have the ability for fighting games. I can barely play Naruto Storm, which is it's not a true fighting game. It's a brawler, right? There's differences. I'm sure that there's going to be people who are in the sphere that can actually explain it far better than I can, especially when you're dealing with quarter turns, 3/4 turns, quarter circle turns in order to actually do certain moves and stuff, right? Like, it's a good, competent system. And, like, especially me who does, like, rapiers and stuff, right? It's interesting to see how rapiers, longswords, etc. Right? It's interesting to see how certain things end up translating into movesets. And I think that there's a little bit of even a cognitive disconnect with gamers and stuff. Because it's like, so in Rapier, right? Let's say I wanted to do let's say a 5 combo, whatever, right? Maybe it'd be something about like a thrust, twist your arm to the side. So you're say I'm right-handed, right? Thrust, twist your wrist to the side so that way your palm is down, right? And the back of your hand is up. And then maybe something along the lines of you're trying to 180 degree your wrist so that way it's hard to describe it. I'd have to show it. But then you go like nails up, back of hand down to try to collect it. Step back and then passing step forward to the right to be able to thrust again. And you look at things like that. You start to understand, how you have your combos in Final Fantasy 14 and MMOs and stuff, where you have, your hits that build into it, or even in fighting games, right? Where it's like, I'm going to do this specific combo, and it's like, okay, have you considered doing a shield jab, step forward with your shield to kind of pseudo bash them, and then going for a stab, right? Like, I don't know. It's very interesting to see how that's translated over. Like, I like being able to recontextualize different things, and honestly, it makes my enjoyment of it all the more. But I was going to say before I got off track about that, because swords, talking about Nintendo money, right? It makes sense, especially because esports has been very lucrative. Whether it has long-term staying power or not, that's fine. But I don't know. It's very interesting to see the side of things where I've very much seen a lot of the FPS side of things and never really delved into it.
I don't know anything about those games. Yeah, I want you to do it because you've done this stuff before. Also, I'm gonna need you to be on the jump off. Essentially what the jump off is It's a beginning stream for Evo where they have all the different streams mixed into one. Okay. And they have 4 people standing at a desk and talking about whatever game is up. And the idea is if you're watching Evo for 1 game or 2 games, you can see the whole breadth. You can see all the games in front of you and maybe get interested in some more. Right. I land at Mandalay Bay, which is this beautiful, wonderful place. This pool is amazing. It's incredible. I show up the next day at the jump-off, right? And here I am on the jump-off, looking young and chipper and bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, ready to go, okay? And with me are 3 pillars of the fighting game community, okay? I did not know that I would be up with such esteemed guests. I'm not short. I'm not even the shortest person up here, so relax, okay? There's Ryan Hunter, Hell Pockets, and in a hosting role, Giuna, also known as the Anime Illuminati, right? So this guy knows his shit. He's on top of the world with the anime fighters. These 3 are legends in the scene, right? I am a smasher who clearly did not get the dress code memo. I was a new sign to Panda, and I was like, this is what we do, right? I'm supposed to wear the, I'm trying to represent for the team. But this is strike 1. I've already made a terrible mistake. But whatever, it's okay. I'm on the desk now. We're gonna talk about the games. So anyway, we start getting into the analysis. And a game comes up, and it's not Smash Brothers, but it's Street Fighter V. There's no Ken or Ryu, so I'm already kind of fucked. I'm a little screwed here. Because, even if I don't know the intricacies of those characters, I get how Zangief functions, I get how Dawson functions. He's sort of the archetype. And they're going around the desk, right? Everybody's talking. Giuna is talking about 56K versus Gino DeCampo, how much this means, Ryan Hunter interjects with his history of matchup knowledge, talking about how Karen is a very dominant character in this meta right now. She's very strong, very technical. A lot of players have seen great success with her. Hell Pockets jumps in, talking about how Ibuki is a bit of a more difficult pick, but at low level, she can really stomp people and really keep them out. And then the flow of conversation naturally goes to me.
I mean, honestly, but this is the stuff I like, right? Even if I don't play a game at a competitive level, right? It's very interesting to hear things at the competitive level. And obviously, you have competitive and casual, and you start running into issues when games try to prioritize, the casual player base or the competitive player base one over the other. And there's not really a winning formula there. You kind of have to play towards both of them. And, thus we run into issues where Halo Infinite ends up nerfing the Mangler. And, a lot of casual players are just, throwing their hands up where, it really was disgusting as someone who played with the pre-nerf Mangler, right? It was pretty bad. It was a single shot. I think it was a single shot in melee, I think. I'm trying to remember what the actual damage tables were. But, a single shot melee versus having to 2-shot and then melee. So it made that, made it not so quick. But I totally get this, right? It's I love hearing about this because people can share their expertise and knowledge. Even if I myself don't get the full benefit out of it, it's so cool to hear people discuss things. I mean, this is the same concept as talking about speed tiers in Pokemon and how Garchomp just beats Flygon, most every time because the 2 extra speed just works. And why Mega Garchomp kind of failed because going down to 92 speed really hurt, right? Especially in a format where Tailwind wasn't as dynamic, right? It's really interesting to hear the ins and outs of the metagames, and not necessarily to play at a competitive level, not necessarily because you're going to be top 1%, 10%, whatever, right? But because it just broadens your understanding, and then you can take that understanding and apply it to different things. So I have quite a few commentaries on that.
And Ibuki has needles. And she's going to throw them. She wants to keep Karen out. Giuna is like... Yeah. Okay. Sure.
This is why I would be terrified of casting even if I knew the actual subject matter.
It had nothing to do with Sheik. I just saw the projectiles and I played some Third Strike and I was like, oh, okay. She has needles and projectiles. Giuna, as gracious of a host as ever, tries his best to pivot the conversation back to the actual game. Giuna is doing the best he can. Next up is another game. Uh-oh. not only is this not 2D, it's an arena game you can ring out. I've played Soul Calibur once ever in college. I won a tournament with me and my friends, and I played a guy named Raphael, I think, and he just says, time to perish. And I mashed that button, and I beat all my friends for $50. So, again, we start off this conversation with Giuna, who admittedly, at the time, I think he didn't know much about, Soul Calibur, not as much as his other games, but he deferred to some of the other people on the table. So he starts talking a little bit, setting up for Hell Pockets interjects, talking about how these two match up and what that means, and talking about how the whip weapon is going to be super good, and she's going to try to keep her at range, and blah, blah, blah. Ryan Hunter interjects with a little bit of his own experience in Soul Calibur, and again, I think you could tell the sort of rhythm to this. I feel the tension of having to add something too. So I open my mouth and I'm like, that lady's naked. Yeah. Yeah, that's a naked lady, Coney.
So, I mean, this is one of those things where, like, obviously this would have to be planned and going into this, right? But even, it's like, so you can take Coney's, and I don't mean this in a negative way, like his lack of experience, right? I mean, like, I have a lack of, if you throw me and I'm trying to comment on Tekken, I'm like, that one Kuma? Bro, Kuma's the bear, right? Like, same vibe, right? But you could do something like this, and you could spin it as, like, I don't know, because it's geared towards, like, the hardcore fans, right? It's geared towards competitive. So, what I was going to suggest is, like, I mean, they could make it so that way, hey, you can kind of break down some macro concepts, and it's going to be used as an organic way to explain, why someone is so meta dominant right now, why someone necessarily doesn't scale up to higher level play. But that, I feel, caters towards more the casual side, and that would be redundant for your more skilled players. So, I don't know. It's an interesting one to consider. And it really does depend on what your demographic is. I mean, that'd be one way you could do it, but as I said, like, especially if it's geared towards a more competitive audience, maybe some sort of homework would have been a little more beneficial before throwing him in right off the rip. I mean, he's doing the best he can. Doing better than I could.
She does have clothes, but she is mostly naked. So after this spot-on analysis,
wild,
I'm in shambles. I want to fly home.
Yep.
I don't even want to stay in Vegas anymore. I don't deserve. I'm about to do top 8 of the game closing Evo, and I don't know shit about these two. It can't get any worse, right? How much worse could this get? Much worse.
Oh no.
Not only is it an anime fighter, it's a tag game? Uh-oh. Oh. I know there's like points and battery characters, and their happy birthdays. That timer is all the way at 123. That seems high. This big-ass guy is hitting full screen. And immediately, Giuna's ready to, oh, this is my shit. Anime fighting game. This is what I love. He lives in Japan, He's
Nice.
talking at length about this game. Okay? How much he knows about it, and Waldstein and Yukiko, how they're such a great pairing. And you could see they already knocked down Mitsuru, right? And it says down because they knocked her out, and Yuzuriha is still up, and how she's gonna have a hard time against these two. And Ryan Hunter is so excited. He talks about Waldstein just so annoying for a lot of players because he's so huge and the hitboxes are massive. And then Hell Pocket steps in. Bro, I can't believe they're pulling out the Yukiko Waldstein combo this early. This is such a treat to watch. And I think to myself, oh fuck, it's my turn. And I'm like, that's a big character. Uh-huh. And the big character wants to get in, but the small character wants to keep him out. You think so, Coney?
Damn.
You think that big character who's attacking from full screen has difficulty getting in? Yeah.
No, I don't believe you. No. That's clearly not, that's not how that works.
I at this point, I gave up at this point, okay? Samurai Showdown came up. A few other games came up. I just did my best. Giuna carried me all the way through. I did the best that I could, okay?
I mean, this feels like the concept of like Magic the Gathering player like tries to figure out how broken Yu-Gi-Oh cards are, or vice versa, right? Magic player tries to look at, Pokemon TCG and figure out how broken cards are, right? Like, but I mean, this is a very popular format, though. You have someone with expertise in one thing, and you kind of transplant them into another situation or another sphere entirely, and you kind of watch them go, right? Like, I mean, I don't know a lot of things. I have a lot of random knowledge, right? But it's one of those things where, like, I mean, you could probably throw me in front of a Street Fighter or a Tekken match, right? And I could probably, be able to catch on to some things and be able to have some sort of commentary and relate it to other things, right? Like, I don't know. I mean, I also like focus on recontextualizing information specifically. It's an interesting format, and I think that like this is very indicative of certain trends like that.
But again, it's very clear Smashers don't know shit about other fighting games. As a rule, we
Smash
just don't.
is weird. Yeah.
I'm the ambassador on here, Think of this like United Nations, and I have the Smash thing on my desk, and I just fuck things up for our entire nation. And it's not helped by this next fact, and I swear to God this is true. Remember how I said that I came a little overdressed? After the first commercial break, I get flagged over by some people on the production team. They're like, Coney, you gotta change. They're like, yeah, you're wearing a sponsor jersey. Evo sponsors, like, we can't have Panda sponsors on the screen. I'm like, okay, that makes sense. I thought it'd be fine because players have it, but I totally get it.
Right.
I have to change. But the problem is, I don't have another shirt.
Yep.
The walk back and forth from my hotel room back to here would literally take half an hour.
This is definitely one of those that I feel there should be a line of communication for. Because, I mean, it's like he showed up, right? And it's like, it's not that he was trying to do anything on purpose, right? It's not that he was being rude. It's just like, clearly this got missed in communication, right? I mean, this is definitely where I feel you'd have somebody on standby, right? Some I don't know. I don't know how big these events are. I don't know if you have mixing and mastering booths or not. I'm assuming you do, similar to concerts, right? I don't know. Have someone on staff just be able to grab a different shirt or something like that. Yeah, he was kind of thrown in here to the wolves, and but that's the thing, right? Is like mistakes happen, things happen, right? Like, it's not that it's malicious. It's not that, the communities, plural, need to torch and pitchfork the man, right? It's like things happened. This is an unfortunate situation. And yes, while it technically does break rules, it's fairly understandable, right? And I think that's a good commentary in regards to what people have forgotten over the years, because very much it turns into person did X. They did X. They cannot come back from that. And I think that there's an infinity of gray in that spectrum, right? It's not necessarily good or bad. Like, yes, technically this is wardrobe malfunction kind of status, but it's also like this this is completely reasonable. Cool. Just the play can be fixed at this point.
Mandalay Bay is huge. What do? They give me this hoodie.
Nice.
This is for the production team.
Nice.
I'm humiliated. Look at them laughing at me. I've already been subjected to harassment on the live stream. Now Jayuna, Hell Pockets, and Ryan Hunter are having a grand old time just giggling in my face. All these Omega laughs. I thought at this point that I would lose my Evo top 8 spot. But you know what? I was okay. I was fine. But it became very clear, Smashers don't know shit about other fighting games, okay? And also, listen, if you're watching this on YouTube, I do this live on Twitch, so you should definitely check it out live on twitch.tv/Coney. The VODs channel is already dead, so you're not getting content that way. So, you gotta show up live now. Otherwise, you're gonna miss me screwing up and they cut it out of the video. You'll miss all the funnies. So, check it out on the stream.
Seeing this live would be pretty great.
I get off of Jump Off, change clothes, and get ready for the next thing. The next story is about how Smash players are weird. This is the second reason why the FGC doesn't like Smash. Now, this one's a little bit shorter, but I swear to God it is absolutely true. I finished Jump Off, and my next duty is to announce Dragon Ball Fighters. What I have to do is essentially introduce it to the crowd. This is Dragon Ball Fighters Top 8 at EVO 2019. Very excited to do it. Now, you may not know this about me, dear viewer, but when I think, I pace. I walk back and forth. And I'm thinking in my head all the things that I want to say. Live from Mandalay Bay in Las Vegas, Nevada, it's time for the Dragon Ball FighterZ EVO 2019 Top 8. You got to get the place, the location, the game, the event, right? And as I'm doing that, a member of production notices me and comes over. Hey man, are you okay? Yeah, what's up? What's wrong? I don't know, you just seem kind of nervous. Are you nervous or something? Nah, man, I'm fine. I'm just, I'm thinking. And when I think, I sort of pace around. I'm thinking about all the things I want to say, you know. Are you sure you're not nervous at all? Because you seem really nervous to me. Somebody else could do this if you want somebody else to do it. Nah, man, listen, I've done this a million times before. It's just when I'm thinking about stuff, I just want to pace around and think and talk a little bit more. Listen, man, you're giving off a lot of nervous energy. I don't know if you want to do this. If you don't want to do this, listen, somebody else will take it over. It's totally fine. Then another woman who's with him steps up and is like, yeah, you seem really nervous. You're giving off a lot of nervous energy. And at this point, I'm like, guys, I'm fine. I'll be okay. I'm not gonna fumble this.
I wonder if this is potentially them looking at his performance with the other three commentating. And I wonder if they're trying to, I don't know, pressure isn't the right word I want to use, but it's the word I'm going to use. I wonder if it's trying to pressure him into, hey, like, you know, you can back out, or, you know, hey, maybe someone else should take that spot. I don't know. It's hard to judge at a base level, if that makes sense. Like, it's really hard to, like, in a vacuum. It's hard to gauge intent.
Just do this when I think. Okay? I got it. It's fine. The production guy and the woman, go back. It's now my turn, right? The camera's on me. I'm ready to go. I have the mic. I'm standing up here. I'm ready to announce, ladies and gentlemen, live from the Mandalay Bay in Las Vegas, Nevada, it's time for your EVO 2019 Dragon Ball FighterZ Top 8. Nailed it. Perfect. Literally spot on. Got nothing wrong. Okay? Right after doing it, immediately after, somebody walks up to me.
Oh, no.
I don't know who this is. This is just a random guy. Coney, great job, but it's actually FighterZ. Fuck! I got everything else right!
Damn.
Come on!
Oh,
what do you mean it's FighterZ? I should have asked.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch. Okay, thank you for telling me, Stray Gamer. The rest of the event goes off, okay?
So, especially in modernity, I mean, this would have had to have been somebody who had the ability, right? Who had the ability to go up on stage, like, is reasonable. Because I'm trying to think of a situation in which, like, I mean, this is years and years ago, too, right? Like, especially with some certain events at some conventions, just randoms coming up to people, not necessarily a good thing. That's definitely a correction, like a member of staff would do that, right? I don't know. It's a hard one. Like, at the same time, though, it's also like, what is target demographic, right? Target demographic is gamers, right? And, like, as gamers, if somebody dares to insinuate a tank in War Thunder is in a different tier than it actually is, I mean, they're gonna be angry, right? But they're gonna tell you that it's not in that tier, and, you know, they're gonna talk to you about the thing, right? If you talk to me about certain things like Lord of the Rings, okay, like, don't. That's how you derail a stream for an entire hour. Right? And that's kind of a read the room situation, right? Like, yes, you want the most correct information, absolutely, right? But a member of staff or someone who is, like, qualified to do that, right? Who has the clearance to be up on stage should be the one making those corrections, you know, kind of a hop in and, like, you know, a great performance by Coney. However, this is, you know, a great performance by Coney. You know, of course, we're getting to Dragon Ball FighterZ, right? And it's kind of a, like, a soft way to kind of shift, if that makes sense, rather than some random coming up on stage, right? I don't know how it works personally. I haven't been to these events, and clearly this resolved just fine without incident, right? But especially in modernity, especially if you know, in place of Coney, there was a woman up on stage. A random coming up on stage could very much invite certain attention and potentially be seen as problematic. So usually I would say a member of staff or someone, you know, authorized to be up there should be the one having to make those.
And we do the whole top 8. The whole top 8 finishes. It's all the usual suspects: Sonic Fox, Goichi, blah blah blah. And I get ready to do the announcement of all top 8. And I start to do it, go through all the names, easy peasy,
Sure.
not hard at all. Knock it out, and I say, everybody, give it up one more time for your EVO 2019 Dragon Ball Fighter Z Top 8. What happens after that? Another fucking guy comes up to me. Hey, great job, but it's actually fighters. You've got to be fucking kidding me.
Okay, that's actually that's got to be a bit at that point. That has to be a bit. Like this in context, I would very much say that this is a bit. Like this has to be some sort of performance, because in no genuine verse would you would you have just randoms coming up on stage, especially when it's the back and forth. I feel like there's definitely some staff humor coming into play here. Absolutely. That was the one that sold me on it.
No way. Are you... I looked it up. That guy was right. Unless he edited it. I don't know if he edited the wiki or what, but if he did, the first guy didn't fix it yet. So the second guy was right. I'm gonna blame this on Bandai Namco. I don't know why they did that.
Yeah.
That was foolish. Also, there's something that I didn't tell you guys. Do you guys remember this production guy? When I was talking to him, I was thinking to myself, I really feel like I've recognized this guy's voice. I've heard him somewhere, but I can't remember where. And I was so in the moment and thinking about what I was gonna say. I'm like, this production guy, I think I know who he is, but I couldn't tell off the top of my head. This isn't just a production guy. This is Majin Obama. I got trolled by Majin Obama. I got tricked by Majin fucking Obama asking me if I was nervous.
I'm lost
over
here.
and over. And now I'm like, oh, son of a bitch. He set me up. That fucking guy set me up. I can't believe he did that to me. And if I knew at the time, I would have laughed about it, but I was like, why is this production guy giving me such a hard time? What the fuck? Majin Obama.
That's really funny,
That's my
actually.
president. All this goes to show Smash players that are about to announce your top 8 pacing around like they're about to give a dissertation or some shit. It's a little weird. Smashers are weird. That's the second reason. And the third and final reason that the FGC hates Smash is that Smashers are fucking stupid. I want you to keep in mind that all of this happened in one day. Those two things already happened. This is the same day. I'm getting looks from everybody in the backstage. They're like, that fucking guy, that guy doesn't know what he's doing. So the last deed I have to do this day, okay? I have to announce Eunice Top 8. Now, if you don't know what Eunice is, it's this. Under Night in Birth EXE Late CLR. Last night at the dawn, a young man shows up. Hellfire burns down the surroundings. The ice coffin quickly I'm not...
The man's actually reading the subtext. Trying to find a good, I'm trying to find a good example there. Like, the man's actually unironically, like, reading Mobile Fighter G Gundam rather than just saying G Gundam. But somehow even more. I'm getting very Clamp feels from this as a Code Geass fan. The font kind of reminds me a little bit of Umineko for In-Birth, but I'm getting a lot of similar vibes to Code Geass in a couple ways. It wouldn't surprise me if there was either some inspiration from other Clamp works or what. I mean, the art looks really cool.
Reading all that. This is a very long game name. I go backstage to figure things out. And I see a familiar face back here.
Oh no.
Why, who's working production on a laptop, but everybody's favorite stream gremlin, Hanzo Gonzo! It's Hanzo Gonzo here! Hanzo's awesome. He's very, he gets stuff done very quickly. He's very reliable. Hanzo's great, okay? works.
I have no context. Gonna take it at face value. That dude's super legit.
So, I go up to Hanzo and I'm like, hey, so can I just call it Eunice? He's like, yeah. I'm like, whew, thank God. Got that out of the way. I don't have to, oh man. Imagine if I had to say the whole thing. So he tells me that I could just say Eunice. Just say Eunice, troll face. Listen, it's not a setup. I can trust Hanzo. So I go backstage and I'm like, can I just call it Eunice? He's like, yeah. They give me the microphone. I say, hello, Evo 2019. It's time to start the Eunice Evo 2019 top 8. Whatever. I nailed it. I've already done it twice already. I do it right the third time. And I go backstage and I'm like, wait. These are pretty much all Japanese players. This is what the bracket looks like if you look it up right now.
Oh no. Oh no.
If you go on google.com and searched...
Dude, Rick here from Canada. What a wild... Oh, that's great.
Evo 2019 Eunice top 8. This is what you'll see. Clear Lamp, Oshuhito, Hishigata, you know, all in English, right? That's not what I saw.
You saw the actual
I opened up the bracket on Smash GG and I saw this. Uh-oh.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Like, I mean, losers round 1, like, I can read Kude, but I also have, like... I also have 3.5 years of random Japanese experience from high school. Bro's not even getting hit with the simple kana, because you have, like, Kude in losers round 1, right? But you also have, like, Oshuhito, right? You have him with just the full-on kanji. Whoa.
Okay, I think that's Oshuhito. I think that's Rikir. I know how to say Clear Lamp, but do I say the O? Clear Lamp O? Neji, fine. What is that? How do I say that?
Kude.
Oh, no. I don't want to be wrong again.
Uh-huh.
Okay? So I go up to Hanzo. I'm like, brother, I'm in a lot of trouble. Hanzo, could you please help me? And Hanzo is like, yeah, sure. Here's what we'll do. There's a woman here that can help us.
Oh, no.
And essentially what she can do is translate the Japanese names into phonetic English. So we're going to write them down. So with you see some of these names like Kure, it's just Kure, right? Phonetically spell it out so I don't screw up the announcements. And the woman does a great job. She writes it down and we start going through top 8, okay? I get her to tell me how to say it phonetically. I write it down. Perfect. Excellent. And I keep this bracket, which I'm starting to, you know, fill up over time. I keep it on me at all times, okay? Because Lord knows I can't lose this thing. So anywhere I go, the bracket
has
goes.
to go, right?
But eventually, nature calls.
Oh, no.
We're in top 3.
No.
I need a break. I set the bracket down on this box. And now, it's time for a quick pee break.
No. He didn't fold it up and put it in his pocket. Oh, no. This is good. No. Nice. Actual piss ASMR. Lovely. Wonderful, even. Yeah, I mean,
I had
casting,
a lot of water.
Yeah. Casting for a hot minute, you know. It'd be like that.
I'm very good at aiming. I've got excellent aim. All the way from over here.
Nice.
I pee. I wash my hands. Oh, shit.
Yeah.
And I come back. And I go back to my bracket, only to find... Uh-oh! It's gone!
It's gone. Gone forever.
Where did my bracket go? Oh, no! That was the only thing standing between me and total humiliation. I'm like, oh god, what will I do? I could go to Hanzo and ask for help again, but Hanzo's very busy, and I don't want to bug him. So I'm like, oh fuck. And I start pacing again. I'm doing this. And I'm doing that thing where you try to look like you're not bothered. I'm like, oh yeah, I know where the paper is. I'm just walking around backstage. I'm just walking over here. I'm walking back behind all this stuff. I'm going all over the backstage area, just pretending to be okay, right? I am a bit nervous this time. I'll give it up. I have no idea where this paper is. Maybe it's back in the bathroom. I go back. Nope, not in the stall. Not on the thing. I start searching the main Evo hall. Oh God, where could my paper be? I can't ask anybody because nobody knows what the fuck I'm talking about. I start looking around Mandalay Bay itself. I'm in the lobby of the hotel looking for this piece of paper. I'm like Winnie the Pooh at this point looking for honey. Maybe it's at the casino? Maybe somebody made a nice paper airplane and flew it around. Maybe it got picked up in a gust of wind in this ballroom with no windows and no doors. I'm out on the Vegas Strip looking for this. I could be in a Pixar movie. I can't find this shit anywhere. I'm down here walking along the Vegas Strip. Eventually, I am beset by sadness, right? I'm beside myself. I come backstage and I am just absolutely humiliated. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I walk back here, and hat in hand, I know that I'm gonna have to talk to Gonzo again. I know we're gonna have to talk, and I'm gonna have to be like, listen, man, can I get another list? I don't know how to say any of these names. I'm totally screwed. And I don't want to bug Hanzo, because he's busy, so I go back up to the woman, and I'm like, hey, do you know where the piece of paper went? I know I had it, and I was carrying it everywhere. I don't know where it went. Can you please help me with another one? She's like, oh, it's over there. What? Yeah, I moved it when the bracket started filling up. I just put it on the table. All right. Yeah. I had looked everywhere for this fucking piece of paper, and it was sitting right there the whole time. And you know what? I get it. I'm glad that she took it, and I'm glad that she filled it out. You know? Thank God it was there, and thank God it was filled out. I get the bracket. I go out in front of the Eunice top 8, and I announce every single competitor with perfect precision. Excellent diction. But I have no doubt that everybody in that venue knew exactly why I was so screwed. I think everybody, I think literally everybody in the crowd was like, that motherfucker lost his paper. This smasher, this dumb piece of shit is just walking around with no idea where he put the most vital instrument to his success. And you know what? That's really the end of things. That's really it. I got through the rest of the day. I got to close out EVO 2019, got to wrap it up, finish Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. It was great. But it did remind me exactly how much we do not belong at EVO. I mean, you could always talk about how much we bankroll them and how they have to keep Smash to keep the lights on, but that's a different video entirely. I think it's pretty clear based on my experience that Smashers probably don't belong at EVO. And I'm gonna take a lot of responsibility on this. I think I screwed things up for a lot of people. And I think it's not a coincidence that Smash has never been invited back to EVO. Did you guys notice that?
I think it's a Nintendo thing, right?
Smash has never been back at EVO. So I feel personally responsible, like I did it. So to me, to the FGC, to the Smash community, to everybody involved, I would just like to say, once and for all, my bad.
My bad.
That's on me.
Oh, God, what a legend.
Thank you guys for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed. Remember to subscribe, and I'll see you next time.
What a legend. I mean, at least he's a good sport about it, right? Especially being put in some pretty funny situations.
Pretty fun. Not bad. 5 screw-ups?
Oh my God, dude's a good sport. I have a lot of respect for it. And yeah, no, especially like when something gets moved slightly. Like I've been able to find stuff under piles of things, right? been able to find stuff, and then the moment someone decides to move it, even if it's right in front of my face, I mean, I totally miss it. So I totally get where he's coming from on that. But thank you, everyone, for watching. I really do appreciate it. I honestly enjoyed this. It was really cool to look into one of the other spheres. I really feel like I didn't add a whole heck of a lot. We still made this like a 40-minute reaction. Thank you, Coney, for another amazing video. And I will see you all in the next one.